Merry Christmas. We got NFL prize picks for Monday, December 25th. We got big news. I got two plays and huge news for people who play prize picks in the state of New York. It's going to be a depressing start to the show. That does include myself. We'll give out some picks, though. We'll talk about the news. Let's do it. All right, let's start with this. First things first today. I'll zoom in a little bit on this. As you can see, so back on October 4th, there was news that New York, the state voted to outlaw props games, not including them in the DFS legality. Prize Picks and Underdog fought it. I was trying to place some slips here on Christmas Eve and got blocked. This got shared around Twitter. I started resharing it. That is exactly what's happening. So what if you live in the state of Michigan, same thing. You have this free trophy type system. So I won't be able to play the slips anymore, which is really sad because I've always said you should be following whoever you're following. You should be playing. I physically cannot now. I'll play their trophy system. I will be right back on as soon as they come on. I'll move some of my props action back over to DraftKings, although conspiracy theory, I think DraftKings and FanDuel put some pressure on the state government because prize picks and underdog are getting more and more popular. People love these props games. I love these props games. And conspiracy theory, now they're illegal. Well, for a while, DraftKings and FanDuel, daily fantasy was illegal in the state of New York, and to suffer through it, and eventually it came on. I think eventually they'll get this worked out once New York gets maybe a bigger piece of the pie, or I don't know. It's really upsetting for those of us who live in New York. You could look into VPN options. I don't recommend it. You could have all kinds of cash out issues. I especially don't want to use a VPN for slips when I've said I'm in New York and get in any kind of trouble that way. So I'm going to use their trophy system to play. I'll still give out some picks. I will still go through the tools at DFS Army. All my promo codes, all that stuff is still going to work. But we are entering a new age for prize picks in the state of New York. Hopefully it does get turned around relatively soon. So that is that's the update, the news to start the show. We're going to do NFL prize picks still for the Monday games, 3 games on Christmas Day. So let's move past this grossness and let's talk about stuff that is more fun. Although the board itself is pretty gross. By the way, I guess I should say before I dive all the way in here is that they're still switching things over to this trophy system. I'm going to give my favorite 2 plays here. And the trophy system isn't up yet, so I can't show the full slip. So I'm just going to go through the DFS Army tool, the Proptimizer, and point out the 2 plays I would play. And if you watch the other videos, you know I play the slips, and I'll get back to all that. But here we go. So the board is pretty thin. As I was going to mention, I found 2 plays, and they're both in the Eagles-Giants game. Play number 1, it's Dallas Goeddert, less than 40.5 receiving yards. The books have this lined at 38.5, pretty much all the books. FanDuel and points bet up at 40.5, the outliers, but we have a little bit of implied value here as DraftKings and Caesars and BetMGM have all set the line lower. Great. He's also been under 3 of the last 5 games. Our projection model that we have has him projected at 37.71 yards. Also, what I think is interesting is that Giants, while I think of them as not a good team at all, they still have the 12th best passing defense in the league. As bad as they are, they're in the top half of the league in terms of passing yards allowed here this season. And then on the Eagles side of the ball, the Eagles have to feed the Jalen Hurts, running attack. That's what they're good at. And then you got Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown. Those guys all need targets and yards. And it just leaves Dallas Goedert. I mean, it's the back end of the pecking order here. You can see he's been under 3 of the last 5 games, and that's why everything is like that. I also will say I like this play. I'd call it short of loving this play, but like I said, it's a thin board, so this is going to be play number 1. Is my top play right now. Play number 2, I would play a pair today for these 3 games, and we're going to talk about a kicker here. This is the most I think any show I've ever done is going to talk about a kicker, but it's worth talking about. Mason Crosby, there's no projection, there's no last five. I'll tell you why in a second. We're going more than 4.5 kicking points. It's minus 130 on BetMGM, minus 123 at Caesars. Why is, first of all, Mason Crosby has not kicked a ball yet this year. The Giants, the kicking position has been a disaster for them. We started the season with Graham Gano. He goes down hurt. Reggie Bullock, he's filled in for the last 5 games. He gets hurt last week. Okay. And then their practice squad kicker, Cade York, he's also hurt. He's done. So they signed Mason Crosby, who did not get signed after last season with Green Bay. And he's going to be in here. So a few things. Let's look at the recent form. This is Reggie Bullock's page. He's gone over 4.5 points, 3 of the last 5 games. Great. Looks good to me. Giants, they're at least getting in field goal position. And a lot of times, I like not having a great defense or field goal kickers anyway, or offense, because they're not going to punch the ball in. It kind of describes the Giants to me. Then you head over, you look at Mason Crosby. Mason Crosby, he was not playing bad. I haven't looked into enough into why he got released, honestly, tonight. I just know he was. I believe it's probably expensive. He's an older guy at this point. I don't have all the answers here, but he signed. He's going to kick. He made, well, all right. He was 20th in the league in field goal percentage. Not great, but not dead last. 86%. He ended last season on a high. It looks like he made his last 5 games, 12 of his last 13 field goals, and banged in all 13 of the extra points he looked at. Great. And you got a divisional matchup here against the Eagles. It's one of those things where as bad as Giants Eagles are, they're going to play each other twice in the last 3 weeks. These games are usually fun. They usually play out closer than they should. It's one of those rivalries in the NFL. Mason Crosby just needs either 2 field goals. 1 field goal, 2 extra points. I mean, Giants are going to score 5 touchdowns. Let's not go crazy. But I think he's still a capable veteran kicker. This is a low total. So that's going to be play number 2. So the recap, you have to do it in reverse here because I can't even pull up PrizePicks. But here's the recap. Mason Crosby, more than 4.5 kicking points. And play number 2 is Dallas Goeddert, less than 40.5 receiving yards. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button if you didn't already. You still get access with my promo code down below. 100% deposit match up to $100 and 2 free months of the DFS Army props package with myself and other coaches still putting in plays for PrizePicks, underdog sleeper, and that tool you just saw. You get access to all of that. Just deposit on PrizePicks or underdog sleeper. Any of that stuff. Get you 2 free months at DFS Army. Hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this DFS ban or this PrizePicks ban in the state of New York. Let me know what your favorite play of the day is if you are playing. Either way, though, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And here's the daily reminder that whether or not you are a DFS Army member, you probably should be. But either way, in those contests, and I'll see you next time.